Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Bernard Low. In case you've never interacted with me on this platform, I will start by introducing myself in terms of what I do. I lecture food science and technology at Egerton University. My interests are in the area of food safety. But in addition to that, I have a very, very passionate interest in eliciting what I call personal development and also growing leaders. I'm interested in ensuring that we can exploit the potential that we have as young people and use it to make better choices and better decisions for our lives. Towards this end, I am a certified life coach with over 1 year experience now. And in addition to this, I've written a couple of books. The first one is Essentials of Civilization, Africa's Quest for Civilization and Why Your Voice is the Missing Link. The second book I've written is the subject of why I am speaking to you today, because I'm going to take you through a 7-day episode in which I'm going to share with you certain snippets from this book, beginning right now. So I invite you to welcome and walk this journey with me. The first episode in this book is the setup of our world today. I wrote this book in the context of the year 2019, from November all the way to June 2020. And as most of you know, these times have been some of the most turbulent in the world. First off, let me draw your attention to this poem that has been shared a lot of times, and it is quoted to have been pinned in one of the university's entrance in South Africa. The poem goes like this: that destroying any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or the use of long-range missiles. Instead, it only requires lowering the quality of education and allowing cheating in examinations by students. Patients die at the hands of such doctors, buildings collapse at the hands of such engineers, money is lost at the hand of such accountants, and humanity dies at the hand of such religious scholars. Justice is lost at the hand of such judges. The collapse of the nation, therefore, is simply the collapse of its education system. I am a strong believer that you don't have to quit college, drop out of college to become successful in life. But I do know that you may have to drop out of limiting mindsets. And this book underpins these very words to the core. I invite you to begin exploring with me the first chapter and the first episode that I'm going to share with you. This book has been written in the context of the year 2019 and 2020 June. Anyone who knows and remembers knows that this was an era that has been characterized by a lot of changes here and there. And for some people, this has been a source of frustration, depression, and some have even resulted into taking their life in their own hands by committing suicide. In the year 2019, I joined a short course under the Bullock Fellowship in Michigan State University. And one of the courses that I took out of curiosity and interest was a course that was called Critical Thinking. And that course introduced me to the state and the nature of our world today. That is, our world currently can be described by a simple acronym. I want you to come with me and look at this. VUCA, where V stands for volatility and U stands for uncertainty. C, on the other hand, stands for complexity, and A stands for ambiguity. I will start from volatility. If you've been here for a while, you know that the world has gone through the most volatile moments. Whether it's about the stock market, or whether it's about diseases, sicknesses, food security, the world is going through tremendous amounts of volatility. But the second thing that the world is going through right now are moments of uncertainty. It is no longer business as usual. We have coined the terms such as the new normal to describe the disruption that COVID-19 has caused to families, to businesses, to societies, and even to countries. Nothing is as it was anymore. The world is going through a lot of uncertainty. But on top of this, the world is going also through something that is called complexity. A lot of the challenges that the world is facing right now are complex in nature. In sustainable development studies, they refer to some of these as what we call the perfect storm. These refer to problems of magnitudes that do not have a single solution to them. Whether you're talking about climate change, food insecurity, flooding, all these challenges that we are facing right now, there can be no single solution to them. And so the world is going through a lot of complexity. But finally, the world is also going through what we call ambiguity. There used to be very clear-cut difference between what was morally right and what is morally wrong. But in the current world we are living today, ladies and gentlemen, that line has become thinner and thinner and almost disappeared. Morality is not as it used to be anymore. People are now talking about relativism. And young people can be very confused in our world because there seems to be no set targets and boundaries of morality. This summarizes the state of our world today. And yet I believe, as Rabbi Daniel Lapin believes, that when things change as they always must, it is a time to begin to hanken and to hold on to those things that don't change. According to the book Business Success from the Bible that has been written by Daniel Lapin, there are three fundamental things that are in a constant state of flux or change. These three things are science, medicine, and technology. It is important for young people to realize that these things will always change. And they are not a measure of civilization, as I posit in my first book, Essentials of Civilization. But when things change as they often must, technology having changed the way it has, status of medicine, we realize through this pandemic that some of the medicine that we have depended on for years to treat diseases and ailments are not going to cut it with the COVID-19. We are back to the drawing board looking for vaccines and other remedies for this particular disease. It is important that we learn that these things are bound to change. But when they do, it is a time for young people to realize that there are certain things also that don't change. According to Rabbi Daniel Lapin, and I support him 100%, there are three things that don't change. These three things are: one, God and spirituality. If you look at history, the past 6,000 years, you'll realize that it's a constant factor of God and humans expressing their desire for higher being, called spirituality. The second thing that doesn't change is the state of human nature. It's always easy to predict how humans are going to react because of the state of human nature. We tend to want, most of the time, to benefit ourselves at the expense of others. We strive to be better today than we are tomorrow, a majority of us. We strive to be more civilized today than our parents were. This human nature is not likely to change. And the last thing that will not change, ladies and gentlemen, is simply the laws of nature. This cuts across whether you're talking about the laws that hold the cosmos together or even the laws of gravity, as has been mentioned or as stated by Sir Isaac Newton. So it's important for us to realize that when things change, as they often do change, we should be able to stick to those things that don't change. This is the setting of this book, the introduction that I give to my readers of this book, to help them to come to terms with our state of life, realizing that there are certain things that are bound to change as they often do, medicine, science, technology, but we can hearken and hanker onto those things that don't change. And these include God and spirituality, the laws of human nature, and the laws that govern our natural world. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to follow me as I take you through Succeeding in Marketplace, the 21st Century Lessons. Acing Campus and Zooming the Marketplace. Because I strongly believe that you may not have to drop out of college to become successful in life, but you sure do need to drop out of limiting mindsets. And this book will show you how. Get in touch with me through our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and also on my website at Catalyze Beneficient. And until next time, thank you and God bless you.